Okay. So let's go ahead and start in child's pose. So drawing your knees wide, sinking your hips towards your heels, and then reaching your arms out long to the top of your mat. Just allowing your forehead to rest on the floor. You can also place a block underneath your forehead to bring the floor a little bit closer towards you if that's more comfortable. And just focusing here on your breath. Noticing your belly rise on your inhales. Belly falls on your exhale. Breath in and full exhale. Think about lengthening your fingertips and the crown of your head closer to the top of the mat with each inhale. And on each exhale, sinking your hips towards your heels a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, filling your belly, ribs, and lungs all the way to the top. Once you get there, seal your lips and now breathing in and out through your nose. Allowing your hips to sink a little bit deeper in towards your heels on your exhale. Create a slight restriction in the back of your throat, pressing your tongue in towards the roof of your mouth. Gently walk your hands over to the left side of your mat, maybe slightly off of your mat, feeling a deep stretch all along the right side body. Gently bend your left elbow, bring your left palm to the outside of your left knee. Press into your left palm as you gently pull your right shoulder a little bit closer towards the floor. Deepening that stretch all along the right side body. Reaching your right fingertips long, all the way down towards your right toe. Reach your left hand to meet the right, walking your hands back through center, and this time over to the right side. Maybe slightly bringing your hands off of the mat for a little bit deeper stretch. Notice how this feels on the left side, from your left pinky all the way down to your left toe. Bend your right elbow, bringing your right hand to the outside of your right knee. And gently press into your right hand as you actively pull your left shoulder closer towards the floor. Inhale, reach your right hand to meet the left. And gently walk your hands back through center, resting your forehead back to the floor, coming back to your breath in child's pose right where we started. Bend your elbows, bringing your palms to touch at the crown of your head. Stay here, or for a deeper tricep stretch, bend your elbows, bringing your thumbs to the nape of your neck. If you'd like an even deeper tricep stretch, you can walk your elbows a little bit closer towards the floor, a little bit closer towards the top of the mat. And your arms back out long. Walk your left hand in under your left shoulder. Press yourself up and extend your right leg back as you walk your right hand in. Reach your right arm up, coming into stargazer. Reaching your right arm up and over the left side body. Gently plant your right hand under your shoulder. Release your right knee down, coming back to child's pose legs, and extend your left leg long. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling, slightly at a diagonal, pressing your hips forward. Gently release your left hand under your left shoulder. Walk your left knee in, coming into your tabletop. Wrists directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Tuck your toes, hammock your belly, and lift your gaze. Deep inhale, coming into your cow. On your exhale, untuck your toes, round your spine, creating space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, tuck your toes, hammock your belly, lift your gaze. On your exhale, untuck, round your spine. Continuing cat and cow with your breath. Maybe adding in some movement here. You can draw the hips side to side. You can bend the elbows. A few more times here with your breath, cat and cow. Option to tuck and untuck your toes, or leave them tucked or leave them untucked. When you're ready, coming back to a neutral spine and just tucking your toes and then drawing your hips towards your heels, stretching the back side of your feet. Gently come back to center, coming back to that tabletop, bumping your hips side to side, stretching the outer hips here. And then come back to a neutral spine. You can untuck your toes. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the right side body, hovering, holding. Inhale, left arm reaches high, maybe gazing up towards your left fingertips. Exhale, thread it under and through. Inhale once more, left arm reaches high. Exhale, this time pull it all the way under and through the right side body, releasing that left arm once you reach it as far as you can. Left cheek or ear comes towards the floor or to a block. You can keep your right hand boxed out. You can reach your right arm long in front of you. You can extend your right leg straight back, just like a kickstand. Balancing on that left knee. You can always keep your right knee down if you'd like. Maybe the left knee is not your good one. You can bind your right hand around toward your left hip to open up your shoulder. Wherever you are, holding and breathing. Right arm binded, extended, boxed out. Right leg extended or bent under your hip. Gently bring your right hand under your right shoulder. Lower your right knee. Inhale, press up. Reach your left arm up. Exhale, release it under your shoulder. Inhale, kick your right leg straight back. Strong point through your right toes. Exhale, round your spine, tuck it in. Knee to nose, hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lengthen your right leg straight back. Exhale, rainbow your right leg up and over to the outer left hip. Looking over your left shoulder to deepen that stretch. Pressing your ball of your foot in towards the floor. Inhale, reach your right leg straight back, square out the hips. Exhale, tuck your knee in towards your nose, holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lengthen, kick it straight back. Exhale, rainbow up and over to your outer left hip. Maybe rocking towards your right heel to deepen that stretch. One more time. Inhale, lengthen the right leg straight back. Strong point through your right toes. Exhale, round your spine, tuck it in, hold it for 3. That's 2. And 1. Inhale, lengthen, straight back. Long line of energy with that right leg. Exhale, rainbow it up and over. This time, try drawing your right heel as close to the floor as you can, deepening that stretch. You can rock towards your heel and then rock towards your toes. Gently stack your shoulders back over your wrist, keeping your right leg out to the left side. Release your right knee to the outside of your left knee, shin, or ankle. Press your hips back, coming into eagle legs, deepening the inner and outer thigh stretch. Arms extend out long in front. Inhale, rock forward. Keep that right knee tucked behind. Exhale, hammock your belly. Inhale, arch your spine. Reverse cat and cow. Exhale, arch. Inhale, round. Exhale, come back to a neutral spine. Release that right leg all the way up and over to your outer right hip, sealing the inside of your right foot. Tuck your left toes and then draw your hips back and forward, deepening that stretch in your left calf and the sole of your left foot. Lengthening the muscle along the inside of your right leg. On the next one, stack your shoulders over your wrists. Release your right knee under your right hip, and then just bump your hips side to side, coming back to where we started. Come back to a neutral spine. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the left side body, hovering and holding. Inhale, lift, gaze up towards your right fingertips. Exhale, thread it under and through, hovering and holding. Inhale, reach your right arm high, last time. Exhale, thread it all the way under and through as far as you can, and then release that right hand. Release your right cheek or ear towards the floor or to a block. Hips stay lifted. You're welcome to keep your left arm boxed out under your left shoulder. You can reach your left arm long. Maybe extend your left leg straight back, just like a kickstand. This will add additional weight to your right leg. You can also bind your left hand around towards your right hip to open up your left shoulder. Wherever you are, holding and breathing any variation of thread the needle. Gently release your left hand under your left shoulder. Draw your left knee under your left hip if you had it extended. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, release your right hand under your right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen your left leg straight back. Strong point through your left toes. Relax your right toes. Exhale, round your spine, tuck it in, hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lengthen straight back. Exhale, rainbow left leg up and over to the outer right hip. Pressing the ball of your foot in towards the floor. Maybe looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, reach your right leg straight back. Long line of energy. Exhale, tuck it in for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lengthen straight back. Exhale, rainbow the left leg up and over, maybe a little bit further this time from your right hip. You can try pressing your your heel towards the floor, rocking less on to the ball of your left foot. One more time. Inhale, lengthen that left leg straight back. Exhale, tuck it in. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rainbow that left leg up and over as far as you can. Looking over your right shoulder. You can rock forwards and backwards, rocking from the ball of your left foot closer towards your heel. With your shoulders stacked directly over your wrist, gently release your left knee to the outside of your right knee, shin, or ankle. Press your hips back. Eagle legs on this side. Arms are straight. Pressing your finger pads in towards the mat. Inhale, rock forward, stack your shoulders over your wrist. From here, exhale, hammock your belly, lift your gaze. Inhale, round your spine, reverse cat and cow with eagle legs. Exhale, arch your spine. Navel pulls towards the mat. Inhale, round your spine. Come back to a neutral spine. We're going to draw that left leg all the way up and over from your left hip. Sealing the inside of your left foot in towards the floor, wrist stay under your shoulders. Tucking your right toe and then draw your hips back towards your right heel and then gently rock forward, stacking your shoulders back over your wrist. Deeper calf stretch for the right leg. Lengthening the muscles along the inside of your left leg. One more time, hips towards your right heel, and then rise up, wrist under your shoulders. Bend into your left knee, releasing your left knee under your hip. Bump your hips side to side. Maybe draw a few barrel rolls here, drawing your hips towards your wrists in one direction. And then, of course, what you do in one direction, repeat in the other side, keeping everything symmetrical. All right, coming back to a neutral spine, grabbing your set of blocks. We're going to bring those blocks and we're going to place them under our wrist here. Coming back to that tabletop. Make sure there's plenty of space between your blocks. Inhale, lengthen your right leg straight back. Exhale, draw your knee in toward your nose. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Step your right foot in between your palms, coming into a low lunge. Inhale, rise up. Sorry that we're on that left knee, Mindy. Arms overhead, coming into low lunge. Exhale, sweep, lightning crescent. Sweep the arms back, hinge over that right knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sweep. One more time. Inhale, rise. And exhale. Sweep and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Plant your hands on those blocks and then straighten that right leg, draw your hips back. And then draw that knee forward, bang into that front knee. You can adjust the height of your blocks here. We're just coming into a single leg split, straightening that right leg, and then bending into that right knee, coming into a low lunge. On the next one, we're going to hold that right leg straight. Engage your right quad. Your right foot can be planted on the floor if that's uncomfortable. You can flex your toes, drawing your right heel in towards the floor, toes towards the ceiling. That will allow you to also actively engage that right quad. Think about drawing your right hip back and bumping your left hip forward. Finding your kneeling pyramid. You're welcome to stay here with the crown of your head pulling to the top of your mat. You can also fold a little bit deeper, maybe bringing the crown of your head towards your toes. Heart to your thigh. Holding here, left knee bent, right leg is straight. Keeping your left hand on the block on the inside of your right foot, reach your right arm towards the ceiling. Kneeling revolve pyramid. Left hand can be on the floor or the block. Continue to pull your right hip back. Really reach your right fingertips high towards the ceiling. Release your right hand, squaring your hips. Bend into that right knee, coming back to that low lunge. Pressing your right knee forward, but not allowing it to pass your toes. Lengthening your left hip flexor here. Holding here and breathing. With your left hand on the inside of your right foot, on the floor, on a block at any height, reach your right arm towards the ceiling. Circle out your right wrist. Circle out your shoulder forwards and back. Whoops, don't knock over your block. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the left side body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. On the next one, inhale, reach your right arm high. Cartwheel your right arm back, left arm up, rise up. Tee out the arms. Stay here or reach your right hand to the back side of your left thigh, left arm towards the ceiling. Kneeling, exalted warrior. Press your hips forward. Exhale, cartwheel your left hand down, right arm up. We're going to repeat that same thing. Exalted warrior. Tee out the arms. Stay here. Low lunge with a twist. Or draw your right arm to the back side of your left thigh. Maybe your left heel if you can reach to that. Left arm towards the ceiling. Press your hips forward. You can keep your gaze forward. To challenge your balance, you can gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to frame your right foot. From here, we're going to pivot our left toes to the long edge along our mat. Holding here and breathing. We're going to cartwheel the arms up, spiral your left arm up, finding your kneeling warrior two. We might need to walk our right foot forward. We can stay here just for now. Inhale, lengthen that right leg, arms up, little star. Exhale, bend into that right knee, find warrior two. Inhale, lift slow and steady. If this is uncomfortable on your left knee, Mindy, you can always adjust it. I won't tell. Bend into that right knee. Inhale, lift, and hold that leg straight. From here, tee out the arms, reach your right fingertips long, and then draw your right hand to that block, reach your left arm up, kneeling triangle. That block can be at any height. Give yourself some grace. The kneeling poses are more challenging than the standing poses, given your limited range of motion. Inhale, rise up. Tee out the arms, bring that block into your right hand. Bring that block to heart center, pass it over to your left hand. Tee out the arms again. Draw your left arm down towards the floor with that block at any height. Draw your right bicep to your right ear. Reversing your kneeling triangle. Your right toes can be sealed to the floor. You can also flex your toes, finding that kneeling archer, whichever feels comfortable for you today. Inhale, rise up. Block is in your left hand. Right leg is straight. Bring that block to heart center. Pass it back to the right hand and tee out the arms. Bend into that right knee. Come back to your warrior two. Release that block to the inside of your right foot. Draw that left bicep to your left ear. extended side. You can also release your right elbow to your right knee or reach your right arm down. You can hover that right arm over your right knee or bring it forward. Any variation here, kneeling, extended side. With the block in your right hand, inhale, rise up, tee out the arms. Bring the block to heart center, pass the block to your left hand. Tee out the arms again. Draw that block down by your left knee and reverse your warrior. Keep a deep bend in that front right knee. Maybe think about pressing that right knee a little bit closer to the top of the mat. Right bicep hugs your right ear. Left hand can be on that block. You can also draw it around towards your right hip or bring it down to the outside of your left knee. Keeping a bend that right knee, rise up, tee out the arms, block is in your left hand. Bring that block to heart center, pass it over to your right hand, and then set that block aside, framing your right foot, bring both hands down, pivot your left toes, and then step your right foot back to meet the left. Coming back to tabletop, bump out the hips side to side. We're going to repeat that same thing on the left side. Let me just turn over this way. That way I don't have my back facing to you 90% of the time. All right, from our tabletop, wrists on your shoulders, knees under your hips. Inhale, lengthen your left leg straight back. Square out the hips. Exhale, draw your knee in toward your nose. Tuck it in, hold it there for 3, 2, and 1. Step your left foot in between your palms, finding your low lunge. Hold it here. When you're ready, inhale, rise up, sweep both arms overhead. Try to press your hips forward, actively engaging your hips, stacking your left knee directly over your ankle. Exhale, kneeling lightning crescent, hinge forward, sweep both arms back. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, sweep. Gaze is a few feet in front of your left big toe. Inhale, rise up. Last time, exhale, sweep and hold. Engaging your abs to balance for 3, 2, and 1. Gently plant both of your hands back on those blocks, framing your left leg. Straighten your left leg as you draw the hips back. Single leg splits. And then draw that left knee forward, bang into that left knee. Press it back. And forward. A few more times here with your breath. On the next one, we're going to hold that left leg straight. Same options here. You can hold the left foot down towards the floor if that's comfortable. You can also actively flex your toes. You want to engage your left quad, whether your left toes are grounded or they're flexed towards the ceiling, drawing your left heel in towards the floor. Stay here with your hands on blocks, framing your left leg, crown of your head pulling towards the top of your mat. Draw your left hip back, press your right hip forward, keeping your hips square, finding your kneeling pyramid. Stay here, or whenever you're ready, you can bring the crown of your head close to the top of the mat, maybe towards your toes, folding forward or staying up as high as you'd like. Using those blocks, low, medium, or high height, or just planting your hands on the floor. You can create a micro bend in that left knee. With your right hand on the inside of your left foot on the floor on a block, sweep your left arm up. Continue to keep that left leg straight. Kneeling revolve pyramid. Engage your left quads. Continue to draw that left hip back. Holding here and breathing. Gently frame your left foot, plant your hands to frame your left leg. Bend into that left knee, pressing your hips forward, feeling that release in your hip flexors. Keeping your right hand on the inside of your left foot on the floor on a block, sweep your left arm up towards the ceiling. Circle out your left wrist. Circle out your shoulder. Forwards and backwards. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the right side body. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, sweep and hold. Inhale, reach. One more time. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, reach your left arm to the ceiling. Right arm stays down. Rise up, left arm back, right arm forward. Tee out the arms. Low lunge with a twist. You can stay here or you can tick-tock your left hand down to the inside of your right thigh or your right calf. Draw the right arm up towards the ceiling. Press your hips forward, actively drawing that left knee over your left ankle. Exalted warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your right hand down to the floor to a block inside of your left foot. Left arm comes up towards the ceiling. You might get the wibbles and wobbles. That's okay. Totally normal. Find your breath. Inhale, rise up, tee out the arms. Really pull your fingertips long in opposite direction. Right hand over your left toes. Left fingertips over your right toes. Stay here. Or tick-tock your left hand down to the inside of your right thigh, drawing your right arm up. You can also reach your left hand towards your right heel if it's accessible. Press your hips forward. Keep your gaze forward to add balance. To challenge your balance, gaze up towards the ceiling. Holding here and breathing. Cartwheel down, framing your left foot. We're going to pivot our right foot to the long left edge of your mat. Cartwheel your right arm up and open, opening up to warrior two. If you need to adjust your front left foot, feel free to do so. I'm just going to adjust my block so you can see my foot. Inhale, lengthen your left leg, arms overhead, little star. Bend into that left knee, kneeling warrior two. Nice. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift and hold. Left leg is straight. You can flex your left toes or you can hold it down towards the floor. Tee out the arms. Reach your left fingertips long over your left toes. Tick-tock your left hand down to the floor to a block. Right arm sweeps up. Really feel the right side body lengthening as you reach your right fingertips long and left fingertips low. You want to find archer, you can flex into your left toes or keep your foot close to the floor. Your choice. With your left hand holding onto that block, inhale, tee out the arms. Bring that block in heart center. Pass the block to the right hand, open up, block is in the right arm. Draw your right hand down with that block. Left bicep towards your left ear. Reverse your triangle. Option to flex your toes for archer once again. Actively engage your left quadricep. Really reach to the left back wall or whatever's behind you with your left fingertips. Lock in your right hand. Inhale, rise up. Tee out the arms. Bend into that left knee, coming back to your warrior two. Bring the block at heart center, pass the block to the left hand. Tee out the arms once again. Allow that block to come down to the inside of your left thigh. Right bicep hugs the right ear, coming into extended side. Any variation of extended side, you can gently rest your left forearm and left elbow onto your left thigh. You're welcome to hover that left arm. You can bring it forward. Anything that suits you today in extended side. Grabbing the block with your left hand. Inhale, rise up, tee out the arms. Commit to that bend, the front left knee. Bring the block to heart center. Pass the block to your right hand. Tee out the arms. Draw your right hand down by your right knee. Reverse your kneeling warrior. Left bicep hugs your left ear. If you want, you can release your right hand from that block, tuck it around toward your left hip. You can also bring it to your right calf. Press your hips forward. Grabbing that block with your right hand. Rise up, tee out the arms. Bring the block to heart center. Block comes into the left hand. Place it to the inside of your left leg. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bring your hands to frame your left foot. And then pivot your right toes. Step your left foot back. Coming back to your tabletop. You can lower the height of those blocks and just bump your hips side to side. Gently set those blocks off to the side. Walk your hands a palm print forward. From your tabletop, extend your right leg back. Extend your left leg back. Coming into your high plank. Option to lower the knees at any time. We're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, that's 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock forward. Tuck the elbows in, press into your finger pads, releasing your palms, and lower all the way down. Once you get there, untuck your toes, wrist directly under your shoulders, press up, mini cobra. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, press up, mini cobra. Exhale, release down. Let's start to the left side. We always go to the right side. So let's start with the left side. Release that block off if it's in your way. Extend your left arm directly out from your left shoulder. Keep your right hand boxed out. Really relax that left leg. I like to roll my leg from side to side. Come back through center. Press into your right hand and lift your right leg up high. Stay here or tilt onto your left hip. So with your right leg up towards the ceiling, and then bend your right knee, tapping your right foot in front or behind your left leg. And then just allow your left cheek or ear to rest onto the floor, a block, into broken wing. You can extend your right leg or your right arm or both. Maybe point, flex, circle out your wrists and your ankles. Gently bend your right knee, plant your right hand if they were lifted. Press onto your left hip, coming back into both hip bones, press into the floor. Release your right foot. Walk your left hand under your left shoulder. Inhale, press up, mini cobra. Exhale, release down. One more time. Inhale, press up. Press into the tops of your toe, maybe releasing your quads. Exhale, release down. Make sure that block is not in your way on the right side. Keeping your left hand boxed out. Extend your right arm long directly from your right shoulder. Really relax that right leg. Let it fall side to side. Pressing into your left hand. Extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. Option to stay here. You can pivot onto your right hip with that left leg still up to the ceiling, or you can bend that left knee, releasing it behind or in front of your right hip. Just allowing your right cheek or ear to come to the floor. Opening up your left hip and your right shoulder on this side. Stay here, or you can extend your left leg or your left arm or both. Point flex, circle out your wrist, circle out your ankle. Everything moving, all class. Gently plant your left hand and your left foot back down. They were extended. Rock back onto both hip bones. Walk your right hand under your right shoulder. Inhale, press up, mini cobra. Exhale, release down. Inhale, press up, mini cobra. Exhale, release down. Reach your fingertips towards your ankles. Pinkies in, thumbs out, palms facing down. Keeping your gaze down towards the floor. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your upper body, lift your legs, locust pose. Exhale, gently lower down. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, lift, squeeze your entire backside. Try to lift a little bit higher. Exhale, release down. One more. Inhale, lift, and hold, just like you're going to take flight. Legs lift, arms lift, chest lift. Keep your gaze forward or down towards the floor to protect your neck and spine. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Gently release all the way down. Bring your wrists back under your shoulders. Press up, mini cobra. Press into the tops of your shoelace portion of each foot. Releasing your quads. Releasing your knees. Gently release down. Allow your knees to come back down towards the floor. Walk your hands to your lower rib cage. Press up, full cobra. Gaze is forward. Gently look over your left shoulder. Maybe you see your left heel. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. Gently gaze up towards the ceiling without straining your neck. Bring your gaze back to center. Tuck your toes as you draw your knees wide, sinking your hips towards your heels, coming back to child's pose, right where it all began. Reaching your fingertips long. Your knees can be wide, they can be hip width. You can also reach your fingertips towards your toes. Gently walk your hands under your shoulders. Press yourself up, coming into a tabletop, and lower your left or right hip towards the floor. And then allow your feet to come out long in front. Make sure you've got a block nearby. We're going to bring that block between our palms. Reach that block out far overhead. Exhale, slowly roll all the way down. Try to keep your feet sealed in towards the mat. Think one vertebrae at a time. Once you get there, lower back, middle back, upper back, head, neck, and shoulders. Relax down in towards the floor. Walk your feet in towards your hips. Place that block between your thighs. With your arms by your side, squeeze your glutes, press into your feet. Glute bridge lift. And lower, gently tap back down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift and hold. Stay here or come into any variation of bridge. Maybe you just want to bring your palms together, maybe walking your shoulders, your elbows under your shoulders, pressing your hips higher, squeezing that block, squeeze your knees together. Wherever you're at, holding for 3, 2, and 1. Gently release the bind of your hands. Tuck your chin to your chest. Slowly roll all the way down. Bring that block into your hand and walk your heels a little bit closer towards your feet. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. On any setting, allow that block to come underneath your hips, and then allow your hips to fall onto that block. Melting into your block, into your mat, and just seeing how this feels in your hips, in your thighs, in your shoulders. You are more than welcome to stay here. You can extend your right leg long to the opposite end of your mat. You tried the right leg, gently walk the right foot back in to meet the left, and extend the left leg out long. Maybe you want to try both legs, reach them long, draw your heels to touch, toes fall open, seeing how this feels in your hips. Gently walk your heels back in, planting your feet. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, set that block off to the side. Gently lower your hips back down. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Allow your knees to come towards the outside of each shoulder, grabbing your shins or the back side of your thighs. Stay here, or you can grab the outer knife edge of each foot, coming into happy baby. You can roll side to side if that feels comfortable, pressing your lower back in towards the floor. Gently rock back to center, keeping your right knee into your right shoulder. Extend your left leg long. Flex through your left foot. Allow your left leg to hover. And then releasing the bind of your right hand and your right foot. Gently bind your hands on your right shin, just beneath your right knee. Point, flex, circle out your right ankle. Wiggle your right toes. Hover your shoulders, tuck your chin to your chest. Active stretch when removing pose on the right side. Release your head, neck, and shoulders. Release your left leg. With your left hand, gently guide your right knee over to the left side of your body. That right knee can be on a block. It can tap the floor. It can hover. Maybe bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, or look over your right shoulder for a deeper stretch. You can extend your right arm long. You can bend your right arm like a cactus, holding and breathing. Supine twist on the right side. Gently come back to center, keeping your right knee in towards your right shoulder, left leg is long, and then allow the sole of your right foot to come to the inside of your left leg. Recline tree, allowing your hips to melt into the mat, allowing your right knee to fall in towards your mat. If you're holding any tension in your hips or your knees, just let it all go. Keeping your right knee bent, plant your right foot to the inside of your left thigh, flex your left leg, lift and lower your left leg. Lift it one more time, and then bend your left foot to the side of your right. Draw your knees back in towards your shoulders, and coming back to your happy baby. Just rolling side to side. Gently come back to center, keeping your left knee in towards your left shoulder. Extend your right leg long. Flex your right foot to hover your right leg. Release your left hand and bind your hands along your left shin just beneath your left knee. Point, flex, circle out your left ankle. Tuck your chin to your chest, hover your shoulders. Active stretch and wind removing on the left side. Release your right leg, release your head, neck, and shoulders. With your right hand, gently guide your left knee over to the right side of your body. Allow your left knee to hover, be on a block, maybe tap the floor. You can gaze up towards the ceiling, or to deepen your stretch, look over your left shoulder. You can bend your left elbow, or just keep it straight. Gently come back to center, draw that left knee back in towards your left shoulder, right leg is long. And then release the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right leg, coming into reclined tree on this side. Allowing your hips to melt into the mat, releasing any tension that you might be holding in your hips or in your knees, and just let it all go. Gently allow your left leg to slide down to meet the right. Heels touch, toes fall open. Gently planting your hands by your side, pinkies in, thumbs out, palms facing up to receive, or any final resting pose. You can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, maybe cactus your arms overhead, or bringing the soles of your feet together. Coming back to your breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing awareness back to your breath. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Reach your arms overhead and gently rolling to the left or right side. Propping yourself up with your arms, gently coming to a comfortable seated position. Staying up nice and tall. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms and lift your gaze. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, release your right hand to your left knee. Gently look over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift your gaze, pull your shoulder blades down and back. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, left hand to right knee, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hands to heart. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today and each and every day. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week. Namaste.